we are live, but I'll just check on my phone as well because it comes a little late. So I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah, it's around 40-45 seconds late. Actually, I was just testing this with my office colleagues. We were doing a live session, so
yeah,
that's why I got delayed.
yeah. So let's wait for like 2, 3 minutes for it to show up as well.
Sure, sure, not a problem.
How is it going otherwise, office and everything? How is
Good,
it
good. It's just a hectic month. So, but yeah,
going?
it's going good, not a problem.
I mean, it's strange. Like this year, December has been the most kind of hectic.
Exactly right. I never thought that like at least December months is usually like okay, we can chill, we can relax, but
Yeah,
it's becoming too hectic these days.
absolutely. Still, do you see that live option?
I'm just yeah, I'm on my profile, but yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm on your profile, but yeah, it's not showing up yet.
Okay, now it's short. Now it's
Yeah,
short. So
it's
eight people
coming
are
now.
live. So yeah, I'd like to welcome all of you guys to this session. LinkedIn Pe Charcha, as you all know, is back again, and I think Jerry, it's I think third session with you on the live. So it's great having you. And I mean, why not? You are the expert at personal branding, so it's always a pleasure, and we can get a lot of insights from you. So thank you for taking our time.
Thank you so much for inviting me as the first guest for season two. So I'm absolutely thrilled, and I mean, I love doing live sessions with you because I mean, we almost started together as our journey in 2020,
Yes.
and we've seen each other grow. We've interacted a lot with each other's posts, so it's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I have opened the comment section as well. Mayur is here. Hi, Mayur. Welcome. He's wishing us luck. So thank you so much for
Hi,
that.
Mayur. Thanks for that.
Yeah. And also, guys, if anyone wants to join this panel as well, I am free. I can share the link with you, and we can have a kind of a panel discussion as well.
Bring in
Uh,
Mayur. He's trying to call me, but I was in the meeting at the time. I think we can have a conversation if he's open
Definitely,
for it. If he's open
definitely.
for it.
He has also texted he's ready, so I'll just message him the link.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. That'll be awesome.
Absolutely. So if anyone else wants to join or anyone else has any kind of questions, just put in below related to personal branding, LinkedIn growth, and kind of marketing in general as well. I'll take that up with Cherry. Exit. I've texted you, Mayur, the link. If you're free, you can join in anytime, and we'll be
We'll
happy
be
to have
happy
you
to
on.
yeah, we'll be happy to have multiple speakers, multiple LinkedIn creators. That's the best case that can happen here.
Absolutely. So we see Prasan Jain also there. Hello, Prasan. Thank you so much for joining the session. Now, without any further ado, I'd like to start the session with some very important questions. And this time, the change in season two is basically it's going to be raw questions like पूरा जो लोग देख रहे हैं उनके दिमाग में जो चल रहा है. I will ask those kind of questions like straight out from the head. So my first question to you is everyone who is watching this live or everyone who does create content, the first thing and the primary thing they want is money, right? They want
Right.
returns out of whatever they are doing. So you are creating a lot of content on LinkedIn. Do you see like do you has it ever happened that you create content for maybe appealing to clients or HRs or to get some kind of consultation requests or something like that? And how do you see yourself monetizing your brand on LinkedIn?
Sure. That's actually a great question because at the end of the day, everyone would like to get in a phase wherein, okay, you're creating content, that's your passion. But how can
Mhm.
you actually monetize that passion is a big question. Because if you can
Right,
monetize it, then you can do that full time. You do not have to depend on a lot of other things. But
right.
when you are starting off as a creator, it's not immediately possible to get like brand deals or collaborations or
Mhm.
even sponsorships
Right.
because at the end of the day if a brand wants to connect with you they would want to connect with you for your audience for the network that you have and the engagement that you're getting on your profile because that's where
Mhm.
they can double the money. So let's say if they have a budget of as just an example not the real number, if a company has a budget of 100 rupees,
Right.
if they're spending 40 rupees on you they need to at least recover 80 or they need to at least recover 200 which is 5x of the return that they have done on you. Only then they would think of investing in any creator or doing any brand sponsorship deals. It should either help them with product sales or help them with their channel growth. Because see, at the end of the day, a lot of creators do push certain companies' social media profiles and boost their followership, boost their numbers, boost their visibility, because that is also a main thing. So
Mm,
when you're starting off as a creator, for the initial 6 months, don't focus on collaborations, don't focus on brand deals, don't focus on anything. First, you need to focus on what type of content are you comfortable with. So when I
mm,
started, I was not at all happy going in front of a camera because that was not me. I have never
right,
done that. But
right.
over the time, I got comfortable. The confidence came because my text post resonated with the audience. My text post made sense. The content that I was sharing actually generated a lot of value for people. And that's when I
Mm,
got the confidence. Okay, what I'm sharing, it's not out there in the market, or probably a lot of very few people are doing that, but not many people. So let me now get in front of a camera. Obviously, the first camera session did not go amazing. That's okay. That's a part of the process. But as you can see now, probably I'm actually way better than what I was last year.
mm,
So the initial first 6 months, focus on what your type of content would be, what your format would be. And once you're comfortable with that, then when your audience starts growing, brands will start approaching you. Hey, can you do a sponsored post for me? Or
mm,
would you be able to, let's say, for example, come for a panel interview or a panel session wherein we would pay you money to be a speaker for us? So that is another deal that's happening. Then another deal, what's happening is it's like a barter system wherein the brands would send you products and you would have to do promotion kind of thing. Probably money would be there, but at least you're getting products and services. So that's
right.
another kind of deal, or the monetization aspect that can happen. And something new that I want to bring in right now,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, can I do a shameless plug-in?
Sure, sure, sure.
So the thing is, I've been working with a team wherein we are creating NFTs. So what NFTs would do is I would offer one of my services through NFTs. If anyone wants to purchase them now I have 30,000 followers and around 6 to 7 million views on LinkedIn. You can buy those NFTs now because they are limited. They are only 24, uh, which you can redeem. Let's say, for example, if I grow my audience to 50,000, at that point of time, you can redeem. And what that service would give is it will give you one brand sponsorship post on my profile. So that's an advantage which anyone can take through these monetization aspects, because
Mm,
NFT is now in the game. A lot of people are talking about it. Creators can also jump in there. So you can offer your services through NFTs, which the audience member can redeem anytime.
mm. That's something new, definitely. And I mean, very important points. I see a lot of people focusing on clients, focusing on leads, going on first, like going the first time itself. But I think I would say provide value to yourself and then kind of see of providing value to others, and that's how the journey will uh, be like.
Right.
So, uh, and also you talked about NFT, so that's a new concept. I didn't know about it, so that's completely new for us. So thank you so much for informing us about that.
Yeah,
Now,
and I think for that, Rahul, you would be a part of one. I'm planning something probably
yeah,
from 2022 onwards. I'm planning a group of active LinkedIn creators, and all of us would be a part of that NFT that I have just planned. I'm just still in discussion phase right now,
right,
wherein all of us would be a part of a group, and we'll be launching NFTs and then probably get benefits of that. So
definitely.
for all the LinkedIn creators, that's an update. I'm trying to create a cohort group of that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, what better on the live itself? I got a collaboration opportunity, so you see the
Right.
power of person branding.
That's the best part.
Right, absolutely. So we have a question. Okay, we have a question by Prasan. He's asking, how will be the market for a growth hacker in future, according to you?
So, as per my understanding, what Growth Hacker is, find out new ways to reach out your audience, find out new methods to increase probably the sales, and do more collaboration opportunities. That's going
Mm,
to be huge, especially if you are from a SaaS industry. A lot of people would be interested in reaching out to their potential customers, because a lot of SaaS companies, what the problem right now they are facing is that they are not able to reach the right target audience. as
Mm.
soon as they launch the product. So they collaborate with brands like PitchGround, they collaborate with brands like AppSumo, to make sure that their products are well received by the end user or end audiences. So the potential for growth hackers in these organizations, be it startups, is, I mean, from my understanding, it's going to be amazing, because a lot of company would need to find out a lot of new ways. Social media is the game right now, but probably in the next 4 or 5 years, you would want to find out new opportunity areas where metaverse is going to come in. How can metaverse help in improving the sales of your products or your services? So
Mm.
that is something that can be definitely talked about for growth hackers in the future.
Definitely, I completely agree to your perspective that it's going to grow, and it's going to grow in areas where we can't even imagine. New aspects, new verticals are going to come up, and that's something to look out for. And I think NFTs, if you say it's kind of a growth hacking, can you put it under the growth hacking domain according to you?
So I think, if, let's say, if someone wants to consume it immediately, if some services are like, just a one-time opportunity, let's say, what Gary Vee does is he's launching a week on, which is there, the global conference that's there. So if the tickets
Mm.
are in NFTs, as soon as the event is over, that can be consumed. I mean, that would be destroyed. So that is something
Right,
that can be a part, but I'm not too sure because I'm still new. I'm still reading and learning a lot about NFTs. I'm not an
right.
expert. I would not even say that I have even 30 or 40% of knowledge. So I would refrain from commenting anything on that.
Definitely, definitely. Mr. Advait is also saying non-fundable token majorly used for trading. That's absolutely right.
Yeah, that's one thing. So let's say, for example, if someone buys the example that I gave, if someone has bought my NFT and he's not willing to redeem currently he's not able to redeem it, but
Mm.
another brand approaches him and says, "Hey, I want to buy Jerry's NFT. You bought it for 100 rupees. Can I buy it for 200?" He
Right.
can trade it and sell it off. He can make money there. So that's something that's possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's great. Now also talked about that, at the start, I'm going back to the first question itself, that at the start we should not think about client and should focus on the content that we want to make. Whenever I talk to my colleagues about personal branding, I always pitch them कि यार start करो, क्यों नहीं create a piece of content daily. The typical answer that I get is I can't manage it with my job. It's not possible. And why should
Right.
I? I mean, I'm earning in my job.
Right.
I'm doing the hard work throughout the day. I deserve some rest at the end of the day. So personal branding is not
Right.
for me. What would be your answer to such a typical reply?
So trust me, I get that a lot,
Right,
because the thing is, see, even I'm working in a corporate environment.
right,
I do tell this to all my colleagues out there, and all of them know.
yeah,
I mean, the best part is they've seen me grow.
mm,
They've seen me grow from probably like 2,000 or 3,000 followers on LinkedIn who never used to post content, to
right,
someone who's now posting content daily and has 30,000 followers. But I think, what difficult or the most difficult part of any of them would be to comprehend key these can be managed simultaneously. What a lot of people get scared of is, when you approach them or when you start saying ki you need to create content daily, you need to be active daily. If you don't mention these things, they are involuntarily doing that. They scroll
mm,
Instagram reels, they scroll through Twitter feed, they scroll through LinkedIn, but the mindset has not made that shift yet. It's just that how we can pitch them in a way that anyway you are spending around 3 to 4 hours on social media, why not do it in a planned way or in a constructive way wherein you are getting the benefits, wherein
mm,
you are using social media instead of social media using you. Just
mm,
try and change that approach or try and change that thought process. It's not going to be easy because, the thing is, once they start, it feels like you have all the responsibility and you have to make sure that they become successful, otherwise you're going to get the blame. But
right,
it's just that, you also know for a fact that in the first month or the first 3 months, you are not going to see major traction, you are not going to see 100 likes or followers, because that is what they will start evaluating with. They won't care
right,
about the engagement rate, they won't care about how many new people I have added or how many new people I'm talking to. All they would care is, hey, 3 महीने से पोस्ट कर रहा हूँ, 100 लाइक तो अभी भी नहीं आए, क्या फायदा हुआ करने का. That's,
right,
I mean, that's normal. That's the
right,
typical client language also we get.
Yes.
But the thing is, during these 3 month process, it's our duty whenever we try and say educate them and make them understand and make them see that okay, where were you 3 months back and now see where you are. So
Hmm.
there is a difference. Earlier, like only 20, 30 people used to visit your profile. Now check your profile views that has gone up on LinkedIn. The search
Hmm.
appearances has gone up on LinkedIn. The first post you made probably got 1, 2 likes. Now at least you've reached 10. uh,
Right.
and if you compare it with any big creator, also even Gary Vee or Vaibhav Sisanti is there now, Digital Pratik is there. If you go
Right.
back and look at their journey has taken 10 years, 15 years. And
Exactly.
we have got these much traction in just 2 years. That's amazing. But the thing is, it takes time. It can't happen overnight. And it's just that you need to be consistent. If you start seeing value, then you'll automatically put in more time.
Right, right, absolutely. That's exactly somehow like on these lines only. That's what I say. But still, I think it's the laziness factor, as we also discussed, that comes into
Right,
picture. That क्या ही करूँगा, क्या ही होगा. But I mean, वो क्या ही, if that turns into a different mindset that can give you a lot of money, lot of kind of opportunities as well. And
right,
mostly, I would say, start में intangible opportunities are a lot as compared to
right,
tangible opportunities, and that the primary focus of that is networking, right?
right.
Because if you
Because
network
I
with the
think
right people,
one example that you've given right now of networking, let's say all of you are in jobs,
hmm,
there would come a point wherein you would be probably looking for a switch.
right,
And rather than depending on Naukri.com or referrals or anything, if you have a strong personal brand, just
hmm,
reach out to the hiring manager and at least you would get into the interview round. Forget getting
hmm,
qualified or not, but at least reaching the interview round because they have seen your work, they have seen your capabilities online, you have shared a lot of stuff, they might have liked it. Whether you crack the interview or not, that's a completely different story, but getting into the door is also a big challenge, wherein if you
hmm,
did not have a personal brand, you'll again be one of the 1,000 people who have applied. But if you
right,
have a personal brand, if you have a connection, if you're networking with people, they can refer you inside, they can directly say, hey, I like this guy, can you take his interview? I want him to be in my team. So that is again something which personal branding brings in.
right, absolutely. And to that, I mean, I also had one example when I was sitting. There's this one guy who came for an interview, and I was sitting in that interview itself, and he told me, "Hey, you are Raisinghani, right?" I was like, "How do you know my name?" He's like, "I've seen your content, and I'm your connection request." But apparently, I didn't recognize him, so I was like, I checked the LinkedIn, and I was like, "Okay, you are this guy." But it felt great from inside कि हाँ
Yeah,
यार, अगर कोई पहले से जानता है, so that's more important than, I mean, maybe if
improves
you
the credibility part,
improves
right?
the credibility. Absolutely. So that's there. And now we have some questions from Nirmit and Saika. I'll come to you guys in very soon. But before that, one more question that, I'm seeing a lot of creators leaving the process of content creation or getting demotivated is what I've seen through my interactions with a lot of my network that, okay, abhi reach nahi aa rahi, I am focusing on my clients, I'm focusing on my work. I've kind of
Right.
left out the focus on personal branding. So I'm sure that happens with you as well, ki yaar, so much effort is going in. Should I continue or should I do something else? Has that question arise and how did you deal with that?
So the thing is, when I started, I had given myself time till 2025, 2025.
Okay.
Like, no matter what happens, even if the reach is zero, let's give it a shot.
Hmm.
Anyways, I'm spending time on social media. I mean, for my work also, I'm spending time on social media. And apart from work also, network to build or to just have a conversation, I'm doing it on social media. But the year 2020, when I started, I just wanted to focus on LinkedIn and see how it goes, an experiment. And 2021 is when I started exploring other platforms. Now I'm quite active on Twitter. Uh,
Hmm.
Instagram is basically dead for me, though I have a good number of followers. But since I'm not posting content, it becomes dead, and that happens with all social media platform. It's not only with one.
Right.
But the thing is, when you get demotivated, one of the thing that you need to realize or recognize is that why have you started? The reason is you've started it for yourself to build something. It can be your personal brand, it can be to find leads or improve your freelancing services or upgrade from, let's say, 20,000 clients to 1 lakh clients. the clients who pay you. Instead of
Mm.
20,000, let's move up that range.
Right.
So the thing is, once we get so many clients, once we have, let's say, for example, if I talk about freelancers, if I have 5 clients, I really do not have time to build my own personal brand or build my own content, but I have time to build theirs, because that's a huge responsibility that I've got. But what
Right.
I am forgetting is, let's say, for example, after 2 months, uh, those clients are not retained. Again, I would have to start from zero to find for new clients, to search for new clients and all. But if I'm posting content continuously or consistently, I do not need to spend time every day. Let's say on a Saturday or Sunday, whenever I get 3 4 hours. Since you're creating so much content, your mind would work in such a way that you can create LinkedIn post in 5 10 15 minutes. So sit
Mm.
on a Saturday or a Sunday, create around 5 posts, and use some scheduling tool like Publer or Hootsuite, anything, whichever is comfortable with you. Use those so that you can schedule out the content. And whenever you're taking your coffee breaks or lunch break, make sure you're visiting your profile and replying to comments. That way,
Mm.
at least the profile is not dead. Now, what will happen
Right.
is, if you have 5 clients, you're working only for those 5 clients, and you have stopped posting on your personal profile. After a month, when you start posting again, you'll again have to start from zero. And you know the pain, how it is when you have to start from zero again. Though you know the process, but it gets tough and it gets more demotivating at that time.
Mm, yes, absolutely. So, I mean, that's the thing, that consider yourself as a brand and take it as a business, and that's when that will give some pressure as well. But that pressure is a
Right.
good pressure to have when you're doing personal branding. That responsibility is a good responsibility to have. Also, in between, we talked about scheduling the posts. Do you think these tools are safe to be used if you want to schedule, or has there been any incident where some kind of ban or
So
something happened?
the thing is, I've used few. I would not say I've used continuously for 2 years, but yeah, there were times when, like, say, I was out on vacation or I was out of town and all. I was not able to
Mm,
give time. I have scheduled that. My profile has not yet got banned, and I don't think any of these tools are violating any of the terms and conditions of any social media network.
right.
But I've not. So someone has also, I mean, had reached out to me and said, "Hey, when I'm posting through an external tool, the views go down. Is that happening for you?" So I've not experienced that all as well. I've got
Mm,
similar kind of views wherein 40 50,000 was the average that I was getting through normal, and through the tools also I got similar range. So I did not see major difference happening. But yeah, don't completely depend on those tools. I'm just
mm,
saying, do some native platform posting as well. Log on to LinkedIn, post a comment, or if you're posting gifs and all, I don't think you need scheduling tools. You can just, like, it is just a 1 minute job.
right. And which tool is your? I mean, which tool do you use? Like, is it
I
Hotsuite
use
or
Publer. I have Publer. So I
Publer?
have that
Okay.
lifetime credit wala scene. So
Right.
I look out for all these startups, new SaaS companies that have come up, and as soon as they are out with their lifetime deals, I go and purchase them. I
Right.
might use it, I might not use it. That's a different thing. But I always go for those lifetime deals, because if you can get it in the lifetime deal kind of, I mean, if you can buy it at that price, that cheap price at the starting,
Right.
then you are the one who's going to benefit in the long run. Because I'm going to
Mm,
be creating content for the next 5 years at least. That's till my goal is there. So
right.
why not leverage it at a cheaper rate than go for expensive tools?
Right. Absolutely. That's great. That's great. So now I think I'll take up the questions, shifting
Yeah.
a bit from person branding to marketing. So Saikar is asking, what is the future of marketing in 2022, according to you?
So, Bob, as a lot of people have talked about, that this is the era of marketing 4.0 that's happening, which is all about community building, the network that you have. So it's all going to be like how authentic you are with your community, how strong you're building your community, what are the value systems that you have, is it being shared with your community or not? Do they resonate with your vision or not? Do they support you with that or not? So this is all going to be again in the sphere of community. If you have a strong community, you can do anything. You can probably sell any product, any services, if you believe in that product. Because as a creator or as any individual person you are, you would definitely have certain value sets that you follow.
Right.
And if the audience who are following you, who are a part of your community, uh, they believe you, if they believe you, they will automatically believe in the product or the services that you're talking about. So a simple example for that is there are a lot of communities or influencers who say that I do not use leather products because of various reasons. And if I'm promoting any products which is leather, would be leather free. So
Mm.
that is something that, again, it's just because you are a part of that community, you get to know about the new products that's happening. Brands can tap into their network and probably increase their scales, increase their awareness. So it's that's what I personally feel, that in the future, in the next 3 to 4 years, it's all going to be about community and community building.
Right, absolutely. And that I think brings down to trust factor is going on increasing because with the competition, with the kind of CPC rates in ads also, I mean, it's become next to impossible to get
Yeah.
conversions at the first go. So you need to build awareness, build that trust, and then move forward. So that's amazing. Now moving on to the next question that I mean, this is something that is on the talk of all LinkedIn creators that do you think the LinkedIn feed it's now become very important to filter your connections to have a very kind of valuable LinkedIn feed, and do you do that?
Yes. So the thing is, yes, you are absolutely right. I know what you're talking about here.
Right.
There are a lot of posts that you get which probably are not value adding.
Hmm.
You can see that, okay, once a day or twice a day, anyone can post anything. It's not like, but if you're seeing consistently that someone is posting content that is not adding value to you, it's important that you probably either mute that conversation or filter it out, because if
Hmm.
you do not do that, then the as the algorithm keeps changing, more and more similar posts might come to your feed. Then you would start blaming the platform that, hey, LinkedIn has now become like Facebook, or LinkedIn has become again like an Instagram. Why is
Right.
everyone sharing photos of their family and all that stuff? But yeah, if
Yeah.
you keep filtering out, if you are following the right people, and if you see someone is consistently posting content which is not related to your niche, I'm not saying that post is bad, that post might not resonate with you. If it does not resonate with you, always feel free to filter it out, mute it, so that the algorithm also knows that, yeah, you are not interested in this type of content. Next time what it will show is something which you probably, where you commented on, or some post that you liked on. So the algorithm keeps learning.
Right.
And secondly, it all depends on, as and when any platform grows, you will have all type of creators. You cannot be like what LinkedIn was in 2011, wherein they only shared long form articles, research
Hmm.
papers, white papers, case studies. That's not going to happen now. If you have like a billion users, then you
Hmm.
will get all type of feeds. I mean, all type of posts. You will get reels there, you will get a lot of short videos, long videos, probably dancing videos, anything. It can happen because they also are trying to find their audience. So
Hmm.
uh, it's just that it's you so the thing is, what I practically follow is every 3 months I make sure I do this activity of, okay, who to mute, who not to mute. But yeah, it
Hmm.
does not happen monthly. It's just that when I see something which is okay, now I am seeing a lot of posts which is not marketing related, or which is not into social media, or even in the
Right.
field of personal branding, I try and mute it, because that's not uh, I will learn from. If someone is talking about latest technology in coding that has come in, it's not relevant
Right.
to me. It's not like the topic is not relevant. Topic is very relevant, but it's not relevant for me. So I filter
Yeah.
that out. That's the only thing.
Absolutely. So that's completely subjective, and the end goal is that you should feel like coming to the app and kind of engaging because the moment that
Exactly.
feeling comes, yeah, there's nothing in this app, you'll stop creating content as well if you're a content creator on that
Exactly.
platform. So that's amazing. Now the next question is that we all talk about networking in any social media platform. We have a lot of videos, but would love to get your insights on strategic networking.
Right.
How do you make sure that you are connecting with the right people um, in the right way and maybe leading to a long term kind of connect rather than a short term conversation?
Right. So that's actually a very good point that you have raised, because I'm sure you must have also seen, or you must have got a lot of question wherein
Hmm.
people said, should I accept all the connection requests that I'm getting? Or should I
Right.
send my connection request to everyone so that my number looks good?
Hmm.
which is not the right answer. You should not like accept or send out invites to everyone, because at the end of the day, you need to evaluate what content or what field or what career path you are in. How is that going to be beneficial for you, or how is that going to be helpful for you? Uh,
Hmm.
so the way I used to connect with people from 2020 when I started my journey, I was very fixed on I want to connect with probably marketers, because that's where cross learning will happen. Like I work in paid advertisements, so I know about paid advertisements. But yeah, if I want to learn something about social media marketing, organic, I can do that. If I want to learn about new channels that have come in, like Snapchat, Quora, Reddit, they also have paid models, but I'm not
Right.
running those ads, so I'm not aware of it. Cross learning can
Hmm.
happen. So I connected with marketers. Secondly, I connected with industry leaders or CXO level employees, because what I observed, they do have a good presence, but they're not leveraging their brand enough. Since I'm
Hmm.
sharing personal branding content, though that can be helpful for them. So that is
Right.
the second audience set that I have. Third audience set that I connected with were college students who were trying or applying for their first job. So while you are in college, you might have amazing network, but then how do you actually utilize or build on that network, leverage that network to get your first job? So that again, I designed my personal branding workshop so that I could target and help those people out, whoever are just beginning their career, how to actually build your personal brand, and within 2 to 3 years they will be looking for either a promotion or a switch. So how can
Hmm.
this personal brand help you there? So that is one. These are the three target audience sets that I connected with, or I had a conversation with, because I knew I could add value there versus someone who would just like want to increase a follower count. Uh,
Hmm.
Even my friends, let's say for example, if my friend from school days or college connects, I do accept that connection, but I know for a fact that the content that I'm sharing would all be gyan to him, would be like a
Right.
global gyan to him, and he cannot implement that because that might not be his practice area.
Mm, right, correct, correct. So I think as you had defined three target groups, defining those target groups and reaching out to them in a very personalized manner to that target group itself. I mean, the way you reach out to a college student can't be same as the way you reach out
Right.
to a XCXO. So I think there having one template won't work. You need to define templates for every kind of
Right. So
audience and
each
then
persona that you have, make sure. So anyone who's in marketing knows that the importance of building a persona. So each
yes.
persona would have their questionnaires, their method of reaching out. Use those persona, build those persona. It does not need to be three. I have three. You could have seven as well. But make sure that
Hmm.
the customization or the personalization happens there.
Right. And one thing that helped me as a content creator on LinkedIn is basically I had created templates for anyone who sent a connection request and I accepted. I mean, I have templates ready for the welcome message and kind of I paste the links in the way so that it kind of cross promotes my other social media as well and kind of introducing and then asking a question at the end that how's been
Right.
your journey or how's been your kind of professional journey so that they get to respond and then I get to build a conversation.
Right.
So, I mean, if people watching this have not been doing this, I'd highly suggest to try out these templates thing and
And you know
see.
whom to reach out to for these templates. Rahul is right.
Absolutely, anytime. So I think networking is one very important thing, and also along with that comes consistency that we had discussed about that how to stay consistent, how to make sure you're posting. I mean, trying to post every day. Um, what have been like you post a lot of content on personal branding.
Right.
Does it come from what you feel, or do you read from somewhere, or what are your content sources for your content?
So
Inspiration sources.
yeah, so for personal branding, majorly it's personal experience. And that
Hmm.
personal experience I did not have when I started the journey. It's when I started having calls with people. It can be a client, it can be your community calls, it can be just having this conversation as well. Like when a
Right.
lot of people start asking questions, that becomes the content for me. Like when I got on a Zoom call and I do a personal branding coaching session, like 60-minute one, they ask a lot of questions which I might not be aware of, and then I'm like, oh, this could also be a great content. Not many people are aware of it, like
Hmm.
how senior leadership can manage their personal brand, though they have a good network, everyone knows them. but how can they leverage that in digital media? Like
Right.
offline they're amazing, but online how can we make them amazing? So these are the conversations that I have with the community is the major source. Secondly, I follow a lot of people who are in the same field, personal branding field.
Hmm.
I go through their podcast, I go through their webinars, I listen like what's new that they're doing, what new are they bringing in, because that's the cross learning that can happen. Then thirdly, I read few marketing books, because within marketing books as well. But yeah, I'm not like an avid reader finishing one book in a week.
Right.
I'm lazy there when it comes to reading books and all. But I enjoy watching videos or having an interactive session or just interacting with the community, because that's where you can actually solve problems and get on a discussion mode. uh,
Hmm.
those would be the primaries. These are the three primary sources for me for generating those content that I create on LinkedIn regarding personal branding.
Right. And as you said, surroundings can be the biggest source of content inspiration. It's just to tap in and create it at that very moment. I would say that
Right.
if you wait for a week, you might just forget it.
Forget
But
it. Right.
if you go and create it the next day, it's better that it stays on top of the mind. So
Right.
that is there. And now coming to the content format, what do you think is working as of now, according to you? Like, has anything changed, or is it the carousel poll that is working?
So I think one interesting thing which I've observed on LinkedIn is if you're using one format for like 2 months or so, that
Hmm.
one format would be your favorite one. I mean, would be favored by LinkedIn. So let's say you are
Okay.
doing text post for 2 months straight on LinkedIn, and you do a carousel post, it won't do good.
Hmm.
But if you do carousel post for 2 months and then do a text post, that text post won't do good. I just
Okay.
did that experiment. So I was only posting carousel post from almost 3 months now. And
Hmm.
today I did a text post and it was the worst performing one. Though
Right.
LinkedIn prefers text post over any other formats. Like I
Hmm.
personally in 2020 on text posts I've got like 100K views, 70K views, and today's text post has got just 2000 views.
Okay.
And I posted a GIF in the evening
Right.
that got 3,500 views in just 3 hours. So
Right.
that's something again which the machine is learning. The algorithm is changing. So if you're sticking to any one format, stick with that. That's okay. But if you want to keep experimenting, make sure that you're adding all formats in between. Don't just stick to
Right.
one for too long, because then once you change it, it again becomes hard for the algorithm. Say, okay, I can't believe Jerry posted a text post. The algorithm will be like, okay, where should I place this? Is this going to be high, low? We don't know. So that's how it,
Right.
it basically is.
Right. And with the content format, do you think having a vibrant content theme also helps in not kind of boring the audience, or like you do GIFs, you do kind of person branding posts, you do some other kind of posts as well. So it keeps a mix of content themes. Would you
Right.
suggest that that works well?
Yeah, so you really need to keep it a mix, because see, at the end of the day, you might be on LinkedIn, or you might be on the main reason for you to be on LinkedIn probably would be to get clients, monetize your services and all that stuff. But see, at the end of the day, it's all related to the community that you have. And if you're trying to build a community, they would love your educational and informational post, but they would want to have some fun as well or have some casual time. Because
Right.
see, if I only post about personal branding, serious stuff, then the community would have an assumption he only talks serious stuff. We cannot have
Hmm.
that personal connect with him. Yeah,
Right.
whenever I have doubts about personal branding, I can reach out to Jerry. But then if I have to have a conversation about movies, TV series, or any other gifts, probably I will not do it because I've never seen him do it. But if
Hmm.
you keep it a mix, then we can have any conversation. We can get on a call. Hey, did you watch this series? There's a new show that's come out. Have you watched that? And that's where you actually build on that relationship, because
Right.
a lot of people would love your content, would love the education part of it, but they're there for the entertainment part. Because see, at the end of the day, it's just social media. uh,
Hmm.
all of us have enough work beyond social media, and a
Right.
lot of people, a lot of time we just come to have a good time, chill, and relax as well. So getting too much of educational stuff might also scare people away. So that's why I
Yeah.
keep it a mix, so that people have a good time as well. And when they have doubts on LinkedIn or on personal branding, they know they can definitely reach out to me any day.
Right, right. And that's one thing that I see. I mean, some people also doing it wrong, that they only go by entertainment or only go by
Right.
information, which has kind of, I believe it has a lifetime, a theme has a lifetime. So if you keep it a mix, that lifetime is kind of not compromised
Yeah.
and you can entertain and at the same time inform the audience about new things that are happening.
Right.
So I think is there any question that are left? Let me just check the audience post. I think that brings us to the end of this session. To the fun, I have a fun game before I end this. Just like always, the
Sure.
choose the one. That's the game is like you have to choose one of the options.
Mhm.
Instantly, whatever comes to your mind.
Do I have to
Um,
give a reason for that?
you might choose, like if you think there's something like to share with the audience or something like that, definitely,
Sure,
why not?
sure, sure.
So the first thing is, what is your favorite time to post content?
It's morning for me. I
Morning,
love between 9 and 11.
right? Any, like, do you still use hashtags on LinkedIn?
Yes. I think the way to build my personal brand is uh, Social JJ. A lot of people know now who Social JJ is or what Social JJ is than Jerry Joes.
Right.
So that was my aim, my agenda to make sure that a hashtag can be used or a name that can be more popular than my own probably face or something. If someone says Social JJ, automatically my name comes to their mind. That
Right.
was something that I wanted to create. It took me 2 years, but yeah, that's a unique hashtag that I have. It's got almost now 850 followers. So that is something I would want to continue on all social media platforms.
Right. Right. That's great. Long posts or short posts?
Uh, I am not a content writer. I love reading long posts, but when
Right.
it comes to creating, I still stick to the old 1300 characters that we used to get before the creator
Hmm.
mode. Na? So
Hmm.
I used to stick. I love sticking to that.
Right. Personal branding or $1 million?
Personal branding can get me $1 million, so I'll go with that.
Logical choice. Um, Consulting or workshops?
Uh, I would. That's an interesting one. Wait, I'll go with workshops where because I get to. It'll be like a group on one versus one on one.
Right.
When you're having a conversation with a group, a lot of peer learning happens there because uh, if I have a one-on-one conversation, I'll probably just be solving your queries, but then there'll be
Hmm.
something that you might have never thought of, and that is asked by someone else. So
Right.
it clears more. The air is cleared more. The doubts are cleared more there. So I'd pick workshops.
Right. And which is your most effective metric according to you on LinkedIn? Is it like, comment, share, or
So
what
I
else?
still track my engagement rate. I make sure that. So one of the weird thing that happened with me was from September onwards, the number of views that I'm getting on post is increasing a lot. That I don't know. It did not happen previously.
Right.
And as you know, you are in the performance marketing space. You know, as and when your impressions go up, the engagement rate drops down
Drops.
because
Yes.
the number of likes and comments do not match that. The
Yes.
rate increase rate does not match that. So that's why I'm
Yes.
struggling with engagement rate, but that's one metric that I really want to keep a track of. I want to make sure that even though I might be getting around 10 million views, but
Hmm.
my engagement rate, even if it's 1%, then it makes sense.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm
Right.
doing something wrong.
राइट डेफिनेटली तो इससे मुझे यही लगता है कि व्यूज कम है तो भी प्रॉब्लम है व्यूज
Correct.
ज्यादा है तो भी प्रॉब्लम है सो इट्स
Exactly.
आई
So, I
मीन
mean,
इफ यू
yeah, I
या
mean, if anyone is working in the performance marketing space, they know, भाई views नहीं चाहिए, engagement
राइट
ज़्यादा चाहिए मुझे.
Yes, we want the relevant views to come, and so that is, I mean, that concludes the session as well. That if you choose to be a content creator, problems are, a lot of challenges are there. But if you like it, if you develop that affection towards it, you'll never leave the process. That's for sure. You'll come
Right,
back to it strong, right?
right.
Because personally, like if it helps, like I also took a break from LinkedIn content creation, but I always had this in mind कि आना है वापस करना है ऐसा नहीं कि
Right,
छोड़ना है. So I
right.
think that is what content creation does to you and adds on to your self confidence a lot is what I would say.
या कंटेंट
So,
क्रिएशन का मतलब ये नहीं है कि यू कैन नॉट टेक ब्रेक्स, यू कैन नॉट टेक वेकेशन,
um,
ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. गो
right,
टेक योर ब्रेक्स, दैट इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू कम बैक रिफ्रेश्ड, बिकॉज वो भी जरूरी है. So take breaks
absolutely.
whenever that is possible, but the thing is, if you know your end goal where you want to be, uh, obviously when you started your journey you must have thought कि यार एक brand के साथ तो काम करना ही है चाहे कुछ भी हो.
Hmm.
Work till you get that brand and then think of, and once you are in that journey you'll start enjoying it.
Right,
Like all of
right.
us, you must have seen a lot of us, and we've been there from 2 years, and I don't think any of us are going to leave. We have seen a lot of
Absolutely.
creators come and go, but then we have also seen creators who were sticking to their plan and achieving all their goals as well.
Right, absolutely. So, on that note, we end the session for the LinkedIn पे Charcha. First of all, thank you so much, Jerry. You are always a sport, joining in for the live sessions and giving in your time for the audience, for sharing insights, and that's what we all appreciate about you. So, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure having a conversation with you.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, audience, for joining. I see 9 people alive. So thank you so much, people. And I hope a lot of people see this recording as well. And I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.